Hello everyone, welcome to an introduction of your MNPS Certificated Employee Benefits. Today I'm going to give you an overview of who is eligible, what benefits are available to you, when to enroll, how much you pay, where to get more information, and why we use the tagline, "Be smart, live well," when talking about your benefits. Let's start with where to get more information. Because I'm going to share with you a lot of details about your benefits today, it's possible you'll forget some of what I say. So I want to make sure you know where to go if you have questions after you watch this presentation. Our benefits website, mnpsbenefits.org, has a wealth of information about your employee benefits. It reflects all the information I'll cover here today and more. So I encourage you to bookmark this page. It's where you'll go when you're ready to enroll, and it's a great place to look when you have questions about your benefits and insurance coverage. Now, let's start by looking at who is eligible for MNPS certificated benefits. You are eligible for benefits if you're an active, full-time, certificated employee working at least 18 hours per week. If you enroll yourself for coverage, you can also elect coverage for your eligible spouse or domestic partner, as well as your dependent children up to age 26. That means the children must be in your legal custody or under a child support court order. Once they reach age 26, they're no longer eligible for coverage. If you have a disabled child who is currently under age 26, you may be able to keep that child on your coverage after he or she turns 26. The rule requires that the disability existed before the child's 26th birthday and that they are covered under the MNPS plan before they turn 26. This is the only way coverage can be extended beyond age 26. There are specific rules and deadlines for requesting this extension of coverage. Also, if your spouse or domestic partner is also an MNPS certificated employee, you cannot enroll him or her as a dependent. He or she must enroll as an employee, and that means you would not elect family coverage. You would each enroll as an employee. And if you have kids, one of you would enroll the kids on your coverage. If you're enrolling dependents, you must provide proof of their eligibility when you go online to enroll. This may include a birth or marriage certificate or declaration of domestic partnerships. It's a good idea to gather these documents before you go online to enroll. You can take a picture of them with your phone so you'll have them handy. You'll find instructions for providing this documentation on the enrollment website. If you don't furnish proof of eligibility by your enrollment deadline, you risk having no coverage for your dependents. I'll talk more about when to enroll in a few minutes. Now, let's talk about what benefits are available to you. You have two types of benefits: automatic, which are provided automatically at no cost to you and no enrollment is required, and optional, which you must enroll for and for which you and MNPS share in the cost, or in some cases you pay the full cost. Let's quickly go over your automatic benefits first, which include the Employee Assistance Program, or EAP, Basic Life and AD&D, and the $500 death benefit, which is not available to charter employees. The Employee Assistance Program, or EAP, is provided through ComPsych. This is an automatic benefit provided at no cost to you, and no enrollment is required. You and your household family members can start using the EAP as early as your first day of work. It offers free and confidential counseling with licensed counselors who can help with personal, family, or work-related issues, stress, depression, anxiety or grief, and financial and legal concerns. Our benefits website, MNPSbenefits.org, MNPS.org offers more detail and instructions for contacting the EAP. Another benefit MNPS provides at no cost to you is basic life and AD&D. This coverage is provided through Dearborn National and includes $50,000 in life insurance coverage and $50,000 in accidental death and dismemberment insurance, or AD&D. In a few minutes, when we talk about your optional benefits, I'll explain about how you can elect additional life and AD&D insurance. It's very important that you designate a beneficiary when you go online to enroll. Your beneficiary will receive these benefits in the event of your death. The final automatic benefit is a $500 death benefit. It's provided by MNPS at no cost to you, and again, enrollment is not required. However, you do need to name a beneficiary. The $500 death benefit is not available to charter school employees. Now, let's look at your optional benefits. These require enrollment, and you and MNPS share in the cost. MNPS's health plan is a bundled package that includes medical, dental, vision, and hearing coverage. You cannot elect any of these plans individually. They're only available as a package. Let's look at each one, starting with medical. The medical plan is provided through Cigna. It's a PPO, which means that when you use doctors and facilities in the Cigna network, you pay less than you would if you use providers who are not in the network. Once you're enrolled in the Cigna medical plan, there is no cost for services received at the MNPS healthcare centers. If you choose to see an in-network provider in the community, you pay a flat copay for primary care and specialist office visits. One important exception, in-network mental health and substance use treatment has a zero copay, regardless of how you seek treatment. So you pay zero for office visits, as well as outpatient therapy and inpatient care, as long as you use a network provider. Preventive care is covered at 100%, no copay required. So routine annual physicals, women's exams, mammograms, and other preventive services cost you nothing when you use a Cigna provider. There are a number of ways to find out if your current doctor participates in the Cigna network. Probably the easiest way is to go to our benefits website and click the medical plan. For most other in-network care, including hospital stays and outpatient procedures, you pay an annual deductible, shown here, plus 10% of the cost. If you choose to go out-of-network, you pay the out-of-network deductible and a higher percentage of the cost. The annual out-of-pocket maximum limits how much you spend out-of-pocket on medical in a given year. One thing to note is you have a separate out-of-pocket maximum for prescription drugs. I'll go over that next. As a part of the medical plan, you automatically get benefits for prescription drugs. This chart shows your copays. First, you will notice that you have an annual out-of-pocket maximum for prescription drugs that is separate from your medical out-of-pocket max. This helps to limit how much you pay for prescriptions in a given year. Your prescription copays count toward this out-of-pocket maximum. Next, you will notice that certain preventive medications are covered at a zero copay. These include certain contraceptives, prenatal vitamins, smoking cessation products, and many others. You can check the benefits website for a list of preventive drugs that have a zero copay. For all other medications, you pay the lowest copays when you use network pharmacies like Kroger. And we have an on-site Kroger pharmacy in the Employee Wellness Center at Berry Hill. The amount of your copay depends on whether your medication is generic, preferred brand, or non-preferred brand. If you take medication for an ongoing chronic condition, You can save money and time by purchasing a 90-day supply through Cigna's home delivery pharmacy program. See the benefits website for more details. Here's a look at your dental plan. Preventive and diagnostic care is covered at 100%, meaning there's no cost to you when you see a network dentist. This includes up to 2 cleanings, exams, and x-rays per year. Other dental work is covered at a percentage of the cost after you meet an annual deductible, which is $50 per person or $150 per family. So, for basic services like fillings and extractions, the plan pays 80% of the cost after you meet the deductible. For bigger services like crowns and dentures, the plan pays 50% of the cost after the deductible. Your annual maximum benefit, which is the most the plan will pay in a given year, is $1,000 per person. This maximum does not include preventive care or orthodontia. So, for example, if you get 3 crowns and the plan pays a benefit of $1,000 to cover that service, you will have used up your dental benefit for the year. You can continue to get that preventive and diagnostic care because that does not count towards this limit. Orthodontia is covered for both children and adults at 50% of the cost, no deductible required, and orthodontia has its own benefit maximum of $1,000 per person. If you use a dentist that is not in Cigna's network, the benefit levels are the same. But if your dentist charges more than Cigna's maximum allowable charge, you will be responsible for paying the difference. Cigna providers have already agreed not to exceed the maximum allowable charge. This chart shows your in-network vision benefits. There is no deductible to meet. Every 12 months, you can get an eye exam for $10. You can also get new lenses every 12 months. You pay a $10 copay for single vision bifocals or trifocals, or a $65 copay for standard progressive lenses. Every 24 months, you can get new frames. You pay nothing up to $120 retail. If you choose frames that cost more than that, you pay the amount above $120, but iMed gives you 20% off. If you prefer contacts instead of lenses, the plan will pay up to $120 every 12 months for conventional or disposable contacts. If contacts are considered medically necessary by your eye doctor, the plan pays 100% with no limit. Although the iMed network is very large, out-of-network benefits are available. iMed also gives you discounts on additional pairs of glasses and non-prescription sunglasses. And you can order contact lenses through contactsdirect.com. You can look at the benefits websites for more details. Your health plan package includes a hearing benefit. The plan, provided through Amplifone in partnership with Cigna, pays a hearing aid benefit of up to $1,400 per person every 5 years. This means there are no deductibles, copays, or coinsurance up to plan limits when you use Amplifone network providers. There are no benefits if you use non-Amplifone providers. You can visit the benefits website to learn more. Next, we'll look at the flexible spending accounts, or FSAs. There are 2, the Healthcare FSA and the Dependent Care FSA. If you have kids in daycare, or if you have predictable healthcare expenses, you'll want to listen to this because I'm going to show you how you can pay for these expenses tax-free, which can save you up to 30%. That's a pretty big savings, but participation does take a little planning. The FSAs are administered by Cigna, and they are not available to charter school employees. Here are some things you can pay for through the FSAs. The Healthcare FSA can be used to pay for out-of-pocket expenses like doctor and dental fees, vision expenses, and prescription drugs, and it can also be used for over-the-counter health-related supplies such as insulin, bandages, diabetes testing supplies, and contact lens solutions, as well as certain over-the-counter medicines if you get a doctor's prescription. The Dependent Care FSA can be used to cover costs associated with daycare expenses for your children under age 13 or dependent care for a disabled spouse or child. You can find a more comprehensive list of eligible expenses on our benefits website. One reminder, the Dependent Care FSA can only be used for dependent daycare expenses, not for dependent medical expenses. Let's look at the Healthcare FSA first. There are 3 key steps to participating: estimating your expenses, deciding how much to contribute, and getting reimbursed. Let's assume you enroll in the FSAs during fall annual enrollment. The FSAs run on a calendar year basis, so if you enroll during fall enrollment, you will be estimating your healthcare expenses for the entire upcoming calendar year. You need to consider how much you think you will spend on copays, co-insurance, prescription and out-of-pocket expenses for medical. The Dependent Care FSA works the same way as the Healthcare FSA. You estimate your dependent care expenses for the entire year, decide how much you want to contribute, then reimburse yourself with the tax-free money. You can contribute as little as $240 per year or as much as $5,000 per year. With the Dependent Care FSA, your funds are not available to you at the beginning of the year. The money must be in your account before you can be reimbursed. And if you do participate in the Dependent Care FSA, you can't deduct those expenses on your taxes. You can't use an FSA debit card for dependent care expenses. Instead, you pay the expense and submit a claim form to Cigna, and Cigna will send you a check or make a direct deposit to the account of your choice. You'll get more information about submitting claims after you enroll. This example shows how much you can save with the FSAs. Say you earn $42,900 a year or $3,575 a month and elect to contribute $400 a month or $4,800 a year to the Dependent Care FSA to pay for your daycare expenses. As you can see, when you pay for your child's daycare through the FSA, you save $92 a month, more than $1,100 a year. This is just an example, but you can use this example with your own estimated expenses and get an idea of how much you can save. Because FSAs offer you a really nice tax break, the IRS has several rules you must follow. First, it's important to remember the FSAs run on a calendar year basis, not on a school year basis. So, when you're estimating your expenses, think January through December. It's a good idea to save your receipts in case you're later asked by Cigna to prove that the expense is eligible. You can't transfer money from the Healthcare FSA to the Dependent Care FSA or vice versa. They're separate accounts. And once you decide how much to contribute, you can't change that during the year unless you have a qualifying life event. And this is probably the most important rule to remember. Use it or lose it. You want to estimate your expenses carefully so you don't risk forfeiting any of that money later. With Dependent Care FSA, you must spend all the money in your account by year end and submit your claims by March 15th. If you don't spend all the money, you forfeit it. The Healthcare FSA has a grace period that allows you to continue using your money through March 15th of the following year. For example, if you have $300 left in your Healthcare FSA on December 31st, you have until March 15th of the following year to spend the money. Next, we'll look at life and AD&D insurance. At the beginning of this presentation, I told you MNPS provides basic life and AD&D in the amount of $50,000 each at no cost to you. If you wish, you may increase your coverage by purchasing supplemental employee life. You can elect up to $500,000 in coverage in increments of $10,000. You pay the full cost of this coverage on an after-tax basis. Premiums are based on your age and are deducted from your paycheck. We'll look at premiums a little later. Do you know what AD&D coverage is? AD&D insurance provides additional coverage above any other insurance benefits in the event of accidental death or dismemberment. If you die as a result of an accident, it basically doubles your life insurance benefit. If you suffer a dismemberment accident, such as the loss of an eye or limb, the plan pays a percentage of the full benefit amount. If you've ever purchased life insurance on the open market, you may have had to answer medical questions before you could get coverage. This is called providing evidence of insurability. With this coverage, you can elect up to $300,000 in supplemental employee life without answering medical questions. However, if you decline this coverage now but choose to add it later, or if you elect more than $300,000, you will have to answer medical questions and be approved by the insurance company before coverage can go into effect. So if you want this coverage, it's good to enroll now. Now you may be wondering about coverage for your dependents. If you enroll in the MNPS health plan, your dependents automatically get life and AD&D coverage. Spouse or domestic partner coverage is $25,000, and coverage for each child is $10,000, $5,000, or $2,500 depending on their age. If you do not enroll in the health plan, you can elect dependent life AD&D coverage. Now let's look at disability. This insurance protects a percentage of your income if you become disabled and can't work. There are two plans: short-term disability and long-term disability. You can elect one or both plans. Short-term disability continues a percentage of your pay if an illness, injury, or pregnancy keeps you from working for a period of time. Generally, this coverage fills the gap between sick leave and long-term disability. The short-term disability benefit is 60% of your weekly earnings up to $1,150 per week. Benefits begin after a 14-day waiting period and may continue up to 13 weeks. It's important to remember that you must enroll in this plan in order to receive short-term disability benefits should you become disabled. Long-term disability generally picks up where short-term disability leaves off. The plan continues 60% of your earnings up to $5,000 per month. Benefits begin after 90 continuous days of disability and generally continue until your disability ends or you reach normal retirement age. Long-term disability benefits are reduced by any other disability benefits you're eligible to receive. And, like short-term disability, you must be enrolled in this plan in order to claim benefits if you become disabled for an extended time. You don't have to answer any medical questions to enroll in short-term disability. It's also not required for long-term disability, provided you enroll now. But if you decline long-term disability coverage now and then choose to add it later, like at a future annual enrollment, you will have to answer medical questions and be approved before your coverage can become effective. So that's a brief description of what benefit plans are available to you. Let's talk about when you need to enroll. You must enroll for your benefits by the deadline specified in your benefits welcome letter. This includes providing proof of your dependent's eligibility. Your letter will also tell you when your coverage becomes effective and when payroll deductions for coverage premiums will begin. The main thing to remember is you must enroll by the specified deadline. If you don't, you will not have coverage this year, and you'll have to wait until annual enrollment in the fall to enroll, which means you won't have benefits until January of next year. Now, a word about changing your benefits. Once you enroll for benefits, you generally can't change them during the year unless you experience a life event, also called a qualified status change. Examples include getting married, having a baby, or losing other coverage. If you experience a life event and want to change your benefits, you have 60 days from the date of the event to do so. You can read more about these rules on the benefits website, MNPSbenefits.org. Every year in November, you get the opportunity to review and change your coverage for the upcoming year. This is called annual enrollment. If you're happy with your coverage, you don't have to re-enroll unless you want to participate in the FSAs. You have to re-enroll for the FSAs every year if you want to keep participating. Now, I'm sure you've been wondering how much you pay out of your paycheck for these benefits. Let's look. As a reminder, you have two types of benefits: automatic, which are provided automatically at no cost to you, and optional, which you must enroll for if you wish, and for which you and MNPS share in the cost, or in some cases, you pay the full cost. Let's look at your health plan bundle, which includes medical, dental, vision, and hearing coverage. Here are your biweekly premiums, which are deducted from your paycheck each pay period on a pre-tax basis. The amount you pay is based on two things: the level of coverage you elect, employee only, employee plus spouse, employee plus children or family, and whether you work a 10-month or 12-month schedule. Please note that premiums are based on your work schedule, not on how often you get a paycheck. And these are your rates for basic employee and dependent life and AD&D coverage. As a reminder, coverage amounts are $50,000 in employee life, $25,000 in spouse life, and child life of $10,000 per child over 6 months of age. This coverage is mandatory if you enroll in the health plan at the rates shown above. If you don't enroll in the health coverage, you can elect this coverage when you enroll. The calculation of supplemental life and disability rates is a little more involved because they're based on things like your age and pay. So I encourage you to log on to Benefit Express at MNPSbenefits.org to view those rates. Now, a quick word about your health plan premiums. There's nothing you have to do right now. The rates I just showed you represent how much you will pay in biweekly premiums through the remainder of this calendar year. But each fall during annual enrollment, to keep your rates as low as possible, you'll be asked to take a brief, confidential health assessment. Taking the health assessment doesn't affect your coverage in any way, and MNPS does not see your individual answers. MNPS receives only a summary report from Cigna, and this report helps MNPS create programs that help employees stay healthy. Taking the health assessment each year is completely voluntary, but there's a pretty big incentive for doing so. You save $800 per year on your health plan premiums. Again, you don't have to do anything right now. You automatically get the lowest rates, but in the fall before annual enrollment, you'll be asked to take the health assessment by November 30th. You'll get more details on how to do this closer to that time. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to explain why we use the tagline, "Be smart, live well." You'll see it on most materials involving your MNPS benefits. The Be Smart part encourages you to really get to know your benefits, to learn all about the programs and incentives MNPS provides to help you live well. Teaching is a challenging profession. There is stress. There are demands on your time. Sometimes it's hard to find that ideal work-life balance. Sometimes it's hard to find the time and energy to care for yourself. MNPS really wants to help you take care of you. Because when you're healthy, both you and your students benefit. And you enjoy your job and life and more. Here are just some of the additional programs MNPS offers you. They include fertility benefits, maternity and family building benefits, health coaching, counseling, virtual counseling, which is counseling and support through your smartphone, stress management programs, including a mindfulness-based stress reduction course offered twice a year, diabetes prevention programs, diabetes management programs, help with chronic conditions, free vaccine clinics, weight loss benefits, musculoskeletal pain programs, and we're adding more programs all the time. When you enroll in the MNPS health plan, all of these programs are available to you at no cost. Before we close out, I'd like to give you a quick overview of your retirement benefits. A quick note, if you're returning to MNPS after working for MNPS before July 1st, 2014, your retirement benefits are different than what I'm about to discuss. I'll cover that in just a minute. This plan, the hybrid plan, is for employees hired July 1st, 2014 or later. The hybrid plan has 3 components: a pension plan through TCRS, a retirement savings plan through the State of Tennessee 401k plan, and a 457 retirement savings plan. Let's look at each. First, TCRS provides a pension to eligible MNPS retirees. As an employee, you pay in a mandatory 5% of pay, and MNPS contributes to the plan on your behalf as well. Your pension benefit is based on a formula, a percentage of your pay times your years of service. You become 100% vested in your TCRS benefit after 5 years of service. Vesting means you have earned a right to a guaranteed retirement benefit when you meet the age requirements. The second component of your retirement plan is the State of Tennessee 401k plan. You are automatically enrolled in the 401k at a 2% of pay contribution rate. However, you may change this contribution rate at any time or discontinue contributions altogether. The IRS limits the amount you can contribute during the year to the amount you see here. This limit generally increases annually for inflation. If you're over age 50, you may be entitled to set aside additional catch-up contributions. MNPS does not match your contributions, but rather contributes to your account an amount equal to 5% of your pay. The plan offers a wide variety of investment options. You are automatically 100% vested in all contributions to the plan, which means they are yours to keep. In addition to the 401k plan, you may also contribute to the 457 plan. It's similar to a 401k plan in that it lets you set aside pre-tax money for later use. Contributions and their earnings are not taxed until money is withdrawn. If you're interested in maxing out your savings potential, having both the 401k and 457 plans available essentially doubles it. You can contribute up to the annual maximum to both plans. Additionally, if you are over age 50, you may be entitled to make catch-up contributions to the plan. MNPS makes no contributions to the 457 plan on your behalf. To learn more about your retirement plans, you can create a secure account on retirereadytn.gov. Once you do, you'll be able to view your account details, manage your 401k and 457 accounts, including changing your contributions and investment choices, change your beneficiary, update your contact information, and more. You can also call this 1-800 number and speak with the Retire Ready TN representative. They're available to help whether you have a simple question, need help with your retirement accounts, or need personalized retirement planning assistance. On a final note, if you were a member of TCRS before July 1st, 2014, you are in the legacy plan rather than the hybrid plan, and your pension formula stays the same as it was during your first employment period with MNPS. Also, MNPS does not contribute to the 401k plan on your behalf as it does with the hybrid plan. You may participate in the 401k if you wish, but there is no auto-enrollment. Thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to bookmark our benefits website, MNPSbenefits.org, which contains more details about the health and wellness programs and benefits MNPS offers to you and your family. Have a great day.